Hi, my name is Bill Martin from Sportsland. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to take a look at our Offroad Z-1 product today. It's a non-conventional toy hauler, or something out of the normal that we think of. The normal toy hauler in the market, the ramp comes down the back and you drive your ATVs up in it. Sometimes you're up in your living quarters, so the oil, gas, and smell, if potentially leaking, is there. This type of setup where your ATVs, camping gear, etc., out on your front deck, eliminate that problem. All oil, gas, smell, odors are obviously outside. Also, because of this mesh up here, when camping time is over, it's easy to wash the unit, all the mud flows through it. Big, giant 10-inch I-beam frame underneath. This deck itself actually holds 1,500 pounds of weight, so 2 full-size ATVs, etc. One thing they've done with the loading ramps here, your normal loading ramp is probably about yay long. So your angle of descent, kind of like the back of your truck, is like that, and sometimes driving an ATV up like that is dangerous as it tips over. What Crossroads has done, they've thought about that for your safety. They've actually elongated these so your angle of attack isn't as much. Another thing they've done, and I've had this happen to me on my quad trailer, is as I'm pulling the ATV up into the unit, because of the spinning of the tires, my ramps slide off the unit, and that could create a big disaster. In this particular unit, the way those ramps, they actually lock into that barrier there, so as you're driving up, it's impossible for them to fall off there. It's a safety issue not everybody thinks about. It's one that we need to be ready there. My deck is a full 8 foot by 8 foot, 2 full-size Grizzlies, 2 full-size Hondas, side by side, with room for toys, ATVs, camping gear, firewood, etc., all up here. Another thing I really like is this big 10-inch frame. All your tie downs are built right into the frame. These are 2,000 pound capacity, so you can put your units up here and not be worried about them shifting. Another thing, even though this is a 21-foot box and a little bit longer with the deck on front, at 4,900 pounds, this unit is extremely half-ton compatible. You do not need to buy a big monster truck to haul this. You can have your luxury living quarters, private, enclosed, heat, warm, cool ATVs, and not worry about a big truck. You'll love the tie downs. Another thing Crossroads has done, rather than your conventional trailers being straight up and down, they know you're going to be pulling extra weight, so they aerodynamically cut this cut in, or the cap in, to make this better airflow, more aerodynamic, better gas mileage for you, and less wind resistance in the wind. As I come down these ramps, he's also turning your side rails, much like the front one is. The ramps themselves are designed, each will hold 500 pounds. As you bring your normal quad, which is 500-600 pounds, your weight's distributed, so you're only putting about 200 to 300 pounds on each ramp, more than adequate to hold it. And of course you have 4 jacks, all 4 corners, which will levelize and stabilize the unit. As we come around this side of the unit, one thing you have to have, full passenger storage. Usually when you see this, that's evidence of the queen bed, which we will show you inside. But if there's any gear you want that not damage to the environment or to get wet, maybe your camp chef or some personal items, put them in here, out of the weather, dry, etc. Everything else put out there. When we come to this unit, we have the outside shower, hot and cold running water out here. This is really good in our country. A lot of people go to the dunes. Good idea to wash the sand off before you come in, wash the dog off. If you're up in the mountains, not a bad idea to clean your fish outside and keep the smell outdoors again. Another thing about the Ridge is our water tank is directly over the front axles, and I've got 54 gallons of fresh water here. So I can go camping for a long time and be able to shower, do dishes, and stay out there as long as I want. As we look at the unit, you'll notice a tremendous ground clearance. I mean, I virtually have almost 3 feet of ground clearance here. My dump valves are up off the ground. I'm not worried about dragging them through the off-road. I've got heavy-duty suspension here with the leaf springs being on top of the axles and big 15-inch tires. If I somehow would drag this or I'd hit this up in the mountains, then my truck isn't going to make it. If this thing hits, I shouldn't be there. Great ground clearance. It should go anywhere you want to go with you. As we come around the back of the coach, I've got safety tinted windows. That helps keep the unit a bit cooler in hot weather. Also, safety issue, should the kids throw something against it tends to crack versus shattering. So they're designed for RVs. This is what you want in all your RVs. As we come to the back of the coach, more about construction. This unit also has extremely large windows in the back, which we'll go inside and go over more, but I've got a radius roof. If you'll notice the curvature there, that's telling me I have one of the strongest roofs in the industry. Do not buy a flat roof. Number one, our snow load in our country would not hold that. This will hold a very heavy snow load. Also, the trusses are built like this, so my ducting for my air conditioning goes right through the trusses. I'm not cutting out sections and weakening the roof. I've got 2x2 on 16-inch center studs. I've got 2x3 on 16-inch center in the floor, and I've got 2x4 residential style truss roof up there. I've got the strength, the durability to last in our country. As we come around this side, there's our hot water tank. No lighting outside is needed. This has what's called DSI, which is direct spark ignition. That means to me, whether I'm up in the mountains camping, I just push a button that lights it off propane. If I'm at a KOA or a campground with power, I merely push a different button and my hot water heater is electrically. No work, no fuss, no muss. This particular unit, I've got marine grade speakers outside as well as speakers indoor obviously, but these marine grade speakers are weather resistant, water's not going to damage them, so you can play your music, enjoy your time. Your awning does come out a full 8 feet, which is approximately out to here, so it gives me another room area to hang out in. Once again, my pass-through storage, a different look at the deck, the aerodynamics, and if you want to, let's take a walk inside and take a look. Because of the higher ground clearance too, you'll notice I've got triple step here, so getting in and out of the coach is easy. I don't have to jump up into a big seat. As I walk into this unit, it is more designed for, 2 to 4 people, but I have a walk-around queen bed. Most of your toy haulers on the market today are a bed stuff up in the corner, very tight angle to get into. Very, very few have a walk around. A couple things this walk around allows me to do. Number one, it makes it easier to make the bed. I can come this side and make the bed, etc. But it also gives me the access to storage here. Out front is the big pasture we had before. What Crossroads has done, they spend a little bit more money. They put a divider in here. So if you have bedding, personal items, it's not sliding in and out of the area back where maybe your Dutch ovens are, etc. So it's keeping the items you don't want to be mixed up with other camping gear private for you. But those are on hydraulic jacks, easy up and down. But making the bed, getting in and out of it at night, the potty, etc. is a convenience. I've got a couple drawers up here for your night clothes. I've got hanging closets. Coats, etc. can hang on both sides. One thing you'll notice, and although we've got a piece of carpet here, this is wood grain linoleum. It's commercial grade. The other factor is, besides going with the cabinetry real well and the furnishings, that give me that nice rustic look, which I enjoy for camping, but also incredibly easy cleanup. In a matter of seconds, I've been able to sweep this out, run a right rag over it, and I'm done. There's no fuss, no muss, no carpet wearing out, no carpet to stain, shampooing carpets. I'm clean in a matter of minutes. I can get on and do my other stuff. As we come in here, I've got good counter space for food prep. I've got 2 double bowl sinks with a high-rise faucet, so I can put big pots and pans in here and not kind of jam them in. Once again, 54 gallons of fresh water gives me the convenience to be able to do dishes, to be able to wash, etc. If we do have to go potty, it's in the middle of the coach. We merely walk in, walk out. If you notice, that whole floor also is the wood linoleum. It has a tub in case somebody needs to shower or bathe, or you have a little child that needs to take a bath versus a shower. You've got a skylight over top of the shower in there. And as we come out to the unit, and although we're indoors right now, Crossroads has gone ahead and spent the money and put in this big skylight in here. An advantage of that is anytime you're inside any RV at all, the more light you can let in, the better advantage is as far as opening up and making it feel better to you. As we pan around to the back area here and we pass by the microwave, our 3-burner sink, and our oven for biscuits and gravy in the morning, nothing like that. We come to the back of the coach. What makes this unique is it is only a 21-foot box, so it's a relatively small trailer. Of course, you have the deck on front. But the bay windows back here, I've actually got 3 windows, oversized. So if I am back here, and if we get stuck in on a bad day, it's actually bringing the outdoors in. And that's something nice experience you don't always get in an RV. But I can see the trees, etc., open the windows, feel the breeze, etc. If I do have the grandkids over, or the sons, whatever, this little couch turns into a bed. It's not a giant bed, but I will tell you this will beat the heck out of sleeping on the ground. And if I had to, my wife and I could sleep here together. So I could put 2 adults on there. I prefer 2 kids. Easy make, grab the back, pull up, done. Also, your dinette actually turns into a little bit longer bed should you have taller people needing to sleep. And that will sleep 2 children easy. And that drops down into a bed too. But panoramic view, a good setup. If you want TV, there's a mounting bracket behind here if that's important to you. My air conditioner's all set up, speakers. I'm ready to go camping with all my toys with me. I don't need to leave them at home. If you have any questions, come down and see us. I'd love to show you every model available. Thank you very much.